It's Oklahoma mud season. Here in Oklahoma, we only have about 2 seasons a year. You know, we have different temperatures fluctuating all the time, but we actually just bounce between, you know, drought and mud. At least in southeast Oklahoma we do. Good. Down here we have some really good mud. And I am hoping this jack right here solves this problem. This Harbor Freight off-road jack. Because our soil is what's known as stony clay. It's also locally known as blackland because it is just black clay with rocks. And they're not what you might think of as a rock. It is, looks like almost like pieces of concrete, about 4 inches thick, maybe 3 or 4 foot in diameter sometimes. Now, this soil is a lot of fun sometimes to build a fence because you'll hit those rocks and you'll curse those rocks. But this time of year, if you're driving your vehicle, well, you're going to be going along, you're going to wish for those rocks because you can get by where the rocks are at. But if you get off where there's no rocks, this mud will sink you right up to the body line of your truck. But I've got to work in this anyway, just because it's muddy, I can't quit. And I work outside for a lot of this stuff right now. Now, I've got a project we need to go get in McAllister tomorrow. And to do that, I need to get some new tires on Sarah's Jeep so we can use it as a chase vehicle. Now, it is muddy out there in my normal 4-jack. I know I've got to carry plywood and everything for it to work. So what we're going to do is see if this jack will help solve the problem. So, I should put the tire on before I put the washer nut on. It'll help a lot. Because this jack, even if the wheels sink into the ground, if you look over here, you got a flat bottom that will catch. So even if this jack starts sinking, it will sit there. Get this little clip on here to hold my extension when I'm not using it. I'll try not to lose my tools down in here. Because I've seen these off-road jacks used by a lot of people. Most people are trying to use them off-road when they go on an adventure. Well, I'm thinking that's going to be well suited to right here at the house. Of course, I have enough mud. I could open my own mud park today. My back field, it could be a glory hole in one spot. Harbor Freight makes these things so simple you don't need instructions. I think it's the second build in a row. I guess they're still in the box. We'll pretend like I read them. Okay. Put that right there. Alright, release that. Slide that in place. And we have a jack assembled. Let's see if it goes up. No. So the release. That's nice and smooth. Alright, well, there's only one thing left to do. And it's not a very nice day outside. It's a little cold, so let's head out and take some tires off a Jeep and go swap them in with some new tires that actually have tread on them. We can get it right underneath here. That is so much easier than that older one I was using. So that release lever, tighten it up to lift. Oops. Don't turn the handle while you're jacking it up. Because if you turn the handle, it goes down. Position of the jack's in. See if that's high enough to keep that wheel in the air. No, it was not. Get high enough because soft as this ground is, this jack stand, even though it's got these feet, it's going to sink a little bit. That should keep that tire in the air. Let's see. Oh yeah. Now here's where this jack beats my old jack in mud season. The other one would be stuck in the ground. This one just rolls out. I think I'm gonna actually put my extension on. Remember the old days we used to put a 4x4 wood block on here. That wasn't sketchy. Okay. Let's slide this underneath. Lock that back in. Right under the axle. Nothing to it. Okay. And once again, the real test is if you can pull it out without having to break your back. See if we can get this jack right under the differential and lift both sides back here. There we go. Nice and heavy. All right, that would be all 4 tires off with my Badlands jack and the Daytona 6-ton jack stands. I took all of 8 minutes. All right, well, this is where working on Jeep tires gets a little harder. Because these tires, like I put in the bed of the truck there, they weigh 80 to 85 pounds each. Put this wheel in here and they're about 115 pounds. You just kind of have to get momentum to get them up in the truck. I highly recommend 2 people do this. Obviously, I don't do my own recommendation, but there's just one of me. Sarah's at work today. So we're going to do what we have to get her Jeep done and take it back to her. Now, I've got to go borrow a tire machine because the town that we live in on a Saturday, there's nobody to actually fix your tires. I'd have to drive about 45 miles to find somebody. Or I can go borrow a tire machine that's about 10 miles away from me and do it myself. It's cheaper, I know it's done right, and it'll save me some time. One more, and we are loaded. Like I say, you want to do this in one motion. If you stop, you'll never finish. And make sure that's latched good, because I don't want these coming out on the highway and having to chase them. I didn't film anything while I was at the shop because it's not my shop. I didn't have permission to be filming. So, well, the tire machine there wasn't working real great, so I couldn't get the tires to seat. So we're going to seat them here. Now we're going to use the old school farmer method, a little ether. I'm going to get these unloaded real quick. We're going to see if we can seat some tires. I'm also going to be putting some balance beads in them. I haven't really used balance beads before, but I definitely want to do that because my balancer has too much stuff in front of it for me to get to right now. Well, this is one of those times where don't do as I do. I mean, I know what I'm doing, so this isn't too bad, but this could be dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. The trick to this is not using too much of this. A lot of people really get carried away. I'm just going to use a little bitty bit, try to use just enough. well, that seated up better than I expected. So we're going to just go ahead and put a valve core in this one. As you can tell, it got dark on me. But I do have to get this job done because we're going to pick up something tomorrow. So we needed decent tires on this Jeep to travel with. I think you're going to like it. Be sure to watch this next video that comes out. Hopefully this one comes out before that one. Or this won't make any sense at all. We got to go get a special project. So, in case you're wondering, it got colder too. Apparently tread makes it taller. Let me go put a couple more pumps on that jack. I went ahead and got this side done. Now I just need to drop it. And the big question, this has been sitting for about 4 hours now. So it's well sunk. And it pulls out like it's a cart. Now I gotta admit, I kind of like this Badlands. I'm an off-road winch fan now, because you can latch that. And just one hand, you're off to the other end. We're off one jack stand. I can get the other jack stand. Then I just have to drop the Badlands. Here we go. Now here's a big test, because that was some pretty soft ground. The jack actually sank down to the body, but I like it. Set it to transport mode right there. And I'm ready to wheel that back to the shop. Well, we made it back with our project. We tested the balance speeds. What do you think about them?
They didn't have any problems at all. I never heard of them before, but no problems with the balance on the tires.
And that was a lot easier to balance them than it has been in the past.
Bigger tires are harder to balance.
Now, you know how you got this jack for us?
I had to wait, because when they first came out, there was you couldn't keep them on the shelf. Eventually, we just had to order one.
And then it took us a while to unpack it, but now that I'm kind of glad I did. Because you know how hard that one is to move, right? And then just walk over here.
Okay, I can't move that one.
Just try to move this one.
And I'm not joking. I cannot move that one.
Just put just put one hand on it. You don't need anything else.
Haha, so much better. It's so pretty.
Now, the only thing I found wrong is if we try to get that Mustang over there jacked up,
it won't fit underneath it.
It won't fit under it. It'll fit under the Jeep, the Bronco, and the bigger pickups, though.
Well, granted, most of our stuff sits higher up off the ground. Even my Chieftain sits higher up off the ground than some of our sports cars that we have. You know,
I will tell you,
won't be using it for the Spitfire.
But I will tell you, anytime I can accommodate it in this mud right now.
So are these are not pneumatic. These are plastic,
these
right?
Are solid plastic. So overall, I'm happy with the off-road jack. I know we probably won't be using it off-road, but it drives off-road pretty good.
Okay, I gotta learn how to use it.
You've got to release the hand. You've got to release that if you want to jack it up.
So y'all got to see everything. I still have to learn how to use it.
There you go.
Okay, that's nice.
And it's got the extension on it right now.
Cool.
I'd say the balance speeds were a success. The jack definitely solved the mud issue, or at least as good as the mud issue in Southeast Oklahoma can get solved.
So 5 out of 5?
Yeah. I'd say it's a
I
good
like
one.
it.
Thanks for watching.
You never know what we're going to come up with next.